Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, we're going to take a look at Holiday Tinkerbell at skill level 4, 5, and 6. Now, I do have another video that covers Holiday Tinkerbell at the lower skill level at skill level 1, 2, and 3. In that video, I also cover some of her stats and also the strategy using Holiday Tinkerbell. So if you're interested in seeing that, check out the video in the description below or in the top right hand corner. For this video, I am primarily going to focus on skill level 4, 5, and 6 and show you guys the differences between the three. And honestly, the major difference here is how much time you're going to get during her ability. So for skill level 4, it goes up to 4.8 seconds. Skill level 5, it's going to be 5.4. And skill level 6, it's going to be 6 seconds. And as you can see, the increase is going to be 0.6 seconds. It's not even a full second, but it does make a pretty big difference when you're using the ability because you'll be able to connect more chains and burst more bubbles during that time. And by the way, if you guys are interested in seeing more Tsum reviews just like this, please consider subscribing to this channel. I'll also be doing monthly leaks and tutorials on other Tsums that are going to be coming up. Alright, so let's get into it and talk a little bit more about Holiday Tinkerbell at the higher skill level. The strategy to using these higher skill level remains roughly the same. There is a strategy to using Holiday Tinkerbell though. So this is not a Tsum that's very easy to use. If you do want to optimize her ability, you will need to strategize a little bit. The first thing you want to do is keep an eye out on your fever bar because when you're in fever, you're going to be able to connect all the Holiday Tinkerbells regardless of where the position is. So keep that in mind. The second thing is once the fever bar is fully charged up, you'll be able to burst surrounding Tsums. So while the bursting of the Tsums, or when you do burst connected chains of Holiday Tinkerbell, there is an animation. The animation during fever time is not too bad, but there is about a 1 to 1.5 second delay for all the animation to play through. So one thing you do want to do is you want to make sure you have at least one magic bubble on hand to burst the magic bubble so that it plays through the animation. It speeds it up. So like I mentioned earlier, watching the fever bar for Holiday Tinkerbell is really important when you want to optimize her ability. So if your fever bar is pretty low and you activate her ability, you want to quickly clear a quick chain to make sure that you stay in fever time. Now, if your fever bar is relatively full, then you have a little bit more time to play through her animation and connect really long chain. So at skill level 6, because you are getting a whole 6 seconds during her ability, you ideally want your fever bar to be relatively full. And when you notice that your fever bar is about to be empty, you want to clear a quick chain to be able to get your fever bar back to full. So if you don't have fever bar, you just want to make sure you stay in fever to the best of your ability. To better illustrate what I mean by that, let's take a look at a side-by-side comparison of all the abilities activated at the same time. Now, if you're wondering if you're still in ability time or not, what you could do is just check out the screen surrounding it. You'll see that there is going to be a blue bow at the top, like where the coin counter is. That's how you'll know that if you're still in ability time or not. So like I mentioned earlier, you need to watch your fever bar. And if you are low on the fever charge up, then you want to activate it as soon as possible or you'll make a really long chain. So let me start this one more time and show you what I mean by that. So take a look at skill level 4. My fever is relatively empty. And for skill level 5, the fever bar is pretty full, so I don't necessarily need to rush to make a really long chain. And then for skill level 6, it's somewhere in the middle. So what will happen in that gameplay is in the middle of that gameplay, it's going to end fever, and I'm going to have to connect a really long chain to get back into fever time. But what I want to do right now is just focus on skill level 4 and show you what I mean that if your fever is pretty low and you activate the ability, you need to quickly connect a really long chain. Or not even a really long chain, just 3 in a row, enough to get you back in fever. Ideally, you want to clear Holiday Tinkerbells in different areas. So take a look at it here. As I resume the gameplay, you'll see the Christmas tree and the abilities activated and quickly chain them right away. You have about what I had was about a split second there, but because I was able to connect a really long chain, I was able to get back into fever. So look at skill level 6, my fever is about to end here. So what you want to do is if your fever is about to end, you might want to wait a couple of seconds before activating the ability, so that way you can get back into fever. So here it is again. Let's focus now on skill level 5. Because the ability or the fever bar is full, I don't necessarily need to worry about that. I could just play through, pop a bubble right after I connect the long chain, and repeat the cycle. If you could just do this for the rest of your gameplays, that's what you want to strive for. See, my fever never ended during the entire duration of the ability time. So overall, I really do like Holiday Tinkerbell. It's a really fun Tsum to use and it's kind of challenging. But if you could use Holiday Tinkerbell right, you could earn a decent amount of coins. And for Holiday Tinkerbell, it's also pretty decent for score as well. You just need to get her to a pretty high level. So if you like a fun Tsum to use and has that festive kind of mood, then Holiday Tinkerbell might be for you. At the end of these gameplay, for a skill level 4, I ended up with 2,244 coins. For skill level 5, I got 2,365. And for skill level 6, I got 3,148. Now, these were some of my earlier gameplays. I think that if you practice a little bit and play really fast, you'll actually get more than what I got here. So if you are a fast game player, then you might actually be able to optimize her even better than I did and get more coins. It does take a little bit of practice, but I think it is worth it. And for score, for skill level 4, I got 5.3 million. Skill level 5, I got 5.9. And then at skill level 6, I got 8.8. So okay for score, not the best, but also not the worst. It's somewhere in the middle range, I think average. Also keep in mind, Holiday Tinkerbell for these gameplays were still pretty low level. So if you get her to level 50, you might get a higher score. Comparing these 3 skill levels to the lower ones, you can see that there is a pretty significant increase. So for skill level 1, I only got 1,468 coins. But for skill level 6, it does increase to 3,148 coins. And for score, you can see the gradual incline there as well. But you're not necessarily using Holiday Tinkerbell for score. And it's really just because it's fun. Not the best for coins, but not the best for score either. But it is a really fun Tsum to use. So you decide if this is a Tsum that you want to use or not. And leave in the comments below if you do have Holiday Tinkerbell at one of these skill levels. And let me know what scores you got and also what coin earnings you got for a maximum potential. And keep in mind, these were played without the coin boost on. So these are all just the base coin earnings. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this video. I hope that you guys found this video helpful. And if you guys are interested in seeing more Tsum reviews just like this, I will be posting all of the new Tsums for the month of January as well. So stay tuned for those. Those should be coming up very shortly. Or if you guys would like to just support this channel, please consider subscribing. It really does help me out a lot. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.